Hello, dear friends. My name is Sofia Dorinskaya. I'm a doctor and the head of the Center for Medical Information. It's nice to see you again on YouTube. There are already more than 500,000 of us on this YouTube channel. Thank you so much to all the subscribers. I remember I said that once we reached 500,000, I'd do a book giveaway. But that was such a long time ago, and so much has changed since then. With everything going on with YouTube, I mean, how do you even run giveaways on channels these days? Giveaways on YouTube aren't really common anymore, so I'm not sure how to go about it. So I'll need some time to read up on it, maybe even contact tech support. Actually, how are giveaways usually done now? These days, they're mostly done among subscribers on YouTube. So I remember my promise, and I will look into this and figure out how it can be done. Alright, let me answer your questions again. And the first question was asked by a subscriber. Good afternoon, Sofia Rashidovna. I'll take the liberty of asking you a question, even though I've watched all your videos 2 or 3 times. I live in Moscow, and every year we pensioners are sent for a medical checkup. And every time I get the same result, cholesterol between 6 and 7. They tell me to lower it and prescribe statins. Of course, I don't take them. Some doctors say don't eat fatty foods, but others say eat lard every day. With all this conflicting advice, I don't know if I'm coming or going. I've been living for 2 years following your recommendations. I take nicotinic acid, B vitamins, and pure ascorbic acid, among many other things. There's no fixed regimen. She couldn't find my cholesterol recommendations and is asking for a comment. Let me remind you that I made a video about cholesterol, specifically about these cholesterol plaques. We talked about the fact that cholesterol can't just stick to vessel walls on its own. There has to be a defect in the inner lining of the vessel, the endothelium, and a rupture. That's when the body activates its natural mechanism to repair the damage. Please go back and find that video. The underlying cause is vitamin A deficiency. I explained in detail there why it is vitamin A deficiency. In short, without enough vitamin A, epithelial tissue gets damaged. Any epithelial tissue. Blood vessels are lined with it too. It's just that in vessels, it's called the endothelium instead of skin. And this deficiency can be either primary or secondary. We covered all of that before, but today let's talk specifically about cholesterol. First of all, I want to say that elderly people who visit us or send in their cholesterol test results show levels between 6 and 7, no exceptions. This reference range, which is considered normal, doesn't account for age at all. And I don't believe it seriously. I don't believe that the cholesterol level of a 20-year-old, a 35-year-old, and an elderly person should be exactly the same. I have a strong feeling that levels around 6 or 7 might actually be normal for that age. Because literally everyone who comes to us shows those levels. And everyone who sends me their test results, whether they think it's important or I request it, shows the same thing. I get the impression that something's not quite right with the cholesterol reference ranges. And that's the first thing now. Secondly, let's figure out together what good cholesterol is and what bad cholesterol is. Bad cholesterol is what's known as low-density lipoproteins. It's a type of molecule. I won't go into all the complex biochemistry right now. This information is widely available. But when people get buried in all the teeny tiny details, they often can't see the forest for the trees. So we have this molecule of low density lipoprotein, and then we have high density lipoproteins, which I'll draw a bit larger. This is that molecule. One is bigger, the other is smaller. Do you know what makes them different? The difference is that low density lipoproteins have just one protein molecule stabilizing them, while high density ones have many. That's what makes low density or bad lipoproteins different. We know them as bad. It's these lipoproteins that contribute to atherosclerosis. Conversely, high-density ones with multiple protein molecules stabilizing, they're good. That's the difference between them. This type of cholesterol is bad, and this type is good. And now let's reason through this again. The only difference between them is that in one case the body has the necessary protein it needs to insert into the cholesterol, and in the other case it doesn't. Actually, I meant that it's missing for this low density cholesterol at the top, and in the other case the body has plenty of that protein. Then the body can easily build proper denser lipoprotein. So if we follow this somewhat shaky, but not too complex chain of reasoning, we again come to a very simple idea. Does the person eat enough meat? Does the person get enough variety in their protein sources, enough that the body can assemble all the protein molecules it needs? Or is the person just barely getting by, scraping together a single protein molecule to stick into a weak, light lipoprotein? Beggars can't be choosers. Anything to cobble together some kind of lipoprotein just to keep going. And that's all there is to it, really. So from this, we reach a conclusion. First, does the person eat enough meat? Because only meat offers a wide range of molecules that are easily digested and absorbed. These are the proteins that the body breaks down into amino acids to build the proteins it needs. One of the most important things is not just variety, but how easily the body can absorb it. So again, does the person's diet include enough meat or not? The next question is, does the person get enough vitamins, the very catalysts that help the body break down the amount of meat eaten and build new molecules? Because creating new molecules in the body always requires vitamins. Always. Let me say it again. Just look at your body and see what an incredibly high number of biochemical reactions are taking place inside it. And think, how much nutrition do you really need to support that? The body actually needs a wide variety of nutrients, including meat. And yes, you do need vitamins, and no, you can't just stop taking them. Vitamins are expendable, like printer cartridges. You can't just buy one and expect it to last forever. No matter how much you try to spare it, no matter how carefully you use it, eventually it will run out. It's the same thing with your body. But if you live an active life, or rather a vibrant life, if you move a lot, if you do a lot of mental work, can you imagine how many reactions are happening and how fast they must go for your body to stay healthy? So what about statins? That's the solution modern medicine offers us. All right, let's take a look at the side effects. I just picked a common statin, and here are the listed side effects. And here we go. Oh my gosh. Anemia, diarrhea, constipation, nausea, swelling in the limbs, fatigue, gallstones, urinary infections, bronchitis, gastroenteritis, shingles, injuries, elevated liver enzymes, which means liver damage, back pain, muscle aches, arthritis, joint pain, cramps, bursitis, neck pain, osteoporosis. Well, take a look. We're surrounded by neighbors here in Hungary who have lived to an old age. And suddenly they start using canes, then can barely walk, and eventually end up in wheelchairs. I strongly suspect that at a certain age, nearly all of them are prescribed statins. But in reality, we need cholesterol. It's essential for producing vitamins, cortisol, sex hormones, estrogens, and bile acids. In short, cholesterol is vital. And when people are prescribed statins, their health really does start to decline. But if we look again at the root of the problem, whether we like it or not, we're still facing poor nutrition and vitamin deficiencies. And we'll keep circling back to this issue. The human body is a biochemical machine, just like your car. It doesn't run on petrol alone. It needs oil, brake fluid, coolant, and more, and those even vary by season. It needs so much, and it's just a hunk of metal. And of course, a car has no self-repair system. If it crashes, you can't just pour something on it and expect it to heal or its fender to straighten out. It doesn't work that way. The human body, on the other hand, does heal, but how does that happen? It is made possible only thanks to nutrients. And where do those nutrients come from? Not the air. So, once again, we stumble upon, we arrive at, or for lack of a better word, bang our heads against a wall of the same two questions. Does the person eat enough meat? And do they have any vitamin or mineral deficiencies? These are the substances that power all biochemical reactions. That's the difference between good and bad cholesterol. And that's why the usual advice not to eat, well, what was that again? Don't eat fatty food. Avoid lard. But it's not about lard. That's not the issue at all. Absolutely nothing to do with fat or lard. You still consume fat because you literally can't avoid it. If you avoid fat entirely, you'll end up with glaring vitamin deficiencies. So you do eat some of it anyways. Whether it's butter, sunflower oil, walnut oil, you're still consuming fat. There's no getting around it. You can fix a vitamin A deficiency. But again, it's not about fat. It's about how much protein you get. Does your body have enough protein to build proper and denser cholesterol? Or is it like a neglected child? Your body's going hungry while you, the thinker behind all these theories, won't even give it enough meat. That's it. I hope I answered your question. Thanks. See you next time.